So y'all just bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to read this right quick. Actually, before I start the B section, let me do the A section first. A citation always contains the name of the person or entity to be served. A citation to an individual person must be delivered only to that person unless the court has issued an order that allows otherwise. Leaving the papers with anyone else is always defective service unless the court has signed an order allowing the papers to be left with someone other than the defendant. The process server may not change the name on the citation nor alter the citation in any way. A citation issued to one name cannot be used to attempt service on a party of another name. So that's saying we do not have the authorization to make any kind of changes to that citation. If that citation was for Amanda, but it had Letha's name on there, we cannot deliver it to Amanda. We have to deliver it to Letha. All right? We can't make any changes. We can't mark through it and say, oh, they meant. No, they typed what they meant. The only changes you can really make are for addresses, right? Mm-hmm. So if you had an address, take the example I had earlier. We have an address that's an apartment complex, but they didn't put a unit number on there. You know, I can put the unit number on there, that's fine. You know, that's just giving further clarification type stuff, right? Or if they had an address and it was the wrong address. The only time that you have to send a citation back to put the correct address on there, you might want to write this down. If you are in a Justice of the Peace Court, Justice of the Peace Courts must have the correct address of service on there. You cannot serve a Justice of the Peace paper at a different address than what is on the citation. But if you are in a county court, district court, probate court, majority of the time they will always say, or wherever may be found type stuff. Even if it's not on there, it's general common practice that you serve them wherever they may be found. So you can serve them at work, at home, people at McDonald's all the time. Okay? Justice of the Peace, the address of service has to match the address on the citation. If you find out that the address on the citation does not match the address where they are, you have to send that one back to the court and they have to reissue the citation. It only takes a couple minutes, but it can be a hassle sometimes.
Is that on all process out of JP or just evictions?
All of them out of JP.
When did they change that?
We don't do evictions at all.
Right.
We don't do
That's
evictions.
what I thought, but when did they change?
I can't say when. All I know is that. I know that the rule for Justice of the Peace Courts, which is in this manual as well, is going to be Rule 50 something, 501.2 is the rule for JP courts. And in that rule, it specifically says that it must match the address on the citation.
The reason I'm asking, what if, I left a card or something at their home address, which was on the citation, and they said, meet me at 7-Eleven.
And it's happened so many times before. What people will do is they'll meet them at 7-Eleven and they'll put the address of the house on there. Is what people will do. But what I'm telling you is if you are meeting them at 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven has to be the address on.
Exactly.
Now what this is going to tell you is that if you meet somebody at a place other than what's on the citation, when you do your return, you should put met at McDonald's in the address for McDonald's.
Yeah.
And you can say per their request.
Yeah.
You put that on there and now you are, upright.
Okay.
Let's go to Part B. Part B on page 4 says, delivery in person, the primary, preferred, and most common manner of service is delivery in person. This is accomplished when the process server correctly identifies the defendant and hands the papers directly to the defendant, and the defendant takes the papers into the defendant's hands. Y'all remember me reading that earlier? Mm-hmm. Before the citation is handed to the defendant, great, I'm glad I'm reading this now, or left with the defendant as described below, the date of delivery must be endorsed thereon. Let me stop. So, Y'all remember me talking about an endorsement when you receive